Okay, this is an exercise. This is actually something that all of you need to know how to do. You're going to all come across this in a couple of your classes. What I'm going to demonstrate is how to produce the proper layout. You could see it over here, and you could see it over here for a Tri-Fold brochure. Now, there's a number of ways that you could do this, but this is one way that I particularly like to do. I started out by taking a calculator and calculating an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper out 3 ways. And I weighted it so that 2 panels were greater than the second panel, because this panel would be, we're looking at pages 1 through 3. Well, actually, we're looking at the front cover, the back cover, and the fold over page. The fold over page is always a trifle smaller, as you could see, 6244 as opposed to 3685 for the back and 36885 for the front. Okay, so that's what this is, and we're looking at this, and I'm going to show you how I created it. So I'm going to go first to the File menu, and I'm going to create a new document. And the new document is going to have no facing pages, and the number of pages I'm going to produce will be 6, believe it or not. And I'm going to set the width on these things to be 3 inches, 0.6875. Each one of them will be 6875. The height will be 8.5. So it's basically a landscape 8.5 by 11 divided into 3 panels. That's the theory, but this is going to be done in smaller panels. You'll see what I'm talking about. So they're going to be 8.5. Okay. I'm going to, for now, just leave it 1 column. The margins, I'm going to leave it 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to put bleed in here because bleed is something that we generally do when we're printing. We need bleed. Elements will bleed off the page. And that's 0.125. And that is going to be all the way around. And we could put a slug in here. I'm going to put a 0.5 slug in here. And that basically is just going to be some outside space around it for the printer. As you can see, I'll just do it evenly. I hit OK. And I end up with something that looks like this, okay, which isn't very helpful for me right now. But it's very easy to turn this into what I'm looking to turn it into. All I need to do really is to drag these guys up beside each other. Now, to do that, I got to go to the drop-down menu. And I have to deselect Allow Document Pages to Shuffle and deselect the auto-selected spread to shuffle. Once I deselect both of those, I can now come in here and I can start dragging these things, and you see how I get the little indicator? When I get that, I let go, and now they link up. And I'm going to quickly drag this up. This is very exercise, is very easy actually. All right, and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to drag that one. Oop, didn't quite get it. Let me get up there. There we go. And there we go. And so now I have actually these 3 panels laying side by side. Now, don't get me wrong. These are individual panels, but they are now acting as 3 individual panels, which then can be turned into a Tri-Fold brochure. Okay? Now, here's the thing that you have to understand. Each one of these panels, this panel here on 1 to 3, this panel here is the front, that's the back, that's the inset. I'm going to go to 4, 5, 6. Okay, 4, 5, 6 is the reverse. If I can get it to come down. I guess I did actually. Yeah, it doesn't. You can't see the difference because they're the same panels. All right, they're the different. The difference here is that the short panel will be over here. Okay, that's the only difference, is because it's the, if you flip it over, the short panel's on the right. If you flip it the other way, the short panel is on the left. So that's the most important thing. Now, how do you make the panel short? Simple, really. All you do is come over to the Page tool, click on the Page tool. Now, you'll see when you get the Page tool, it's showing you how it's highlighting a page. You're going to click on that panel right there because we are on the outside panel. And if you remember the numbers that I showed you over here, okay, 63875, the short panel is 6.3244. Really simple. You come in here, and all you're going to do is you're going to set this to 3.6244 and move your cursor to another panel, and you see it made a slight adjustment. Now all you have to do is you just click that panel, slide it over, and then slick it back until it clicks into that panel position. And now you have made that side of your document correct for your Tri-Fold brochure. This panel, right? Look at this panel, 6875. This panel, 6875. That panel, 6624. That's what you want. Now let's go to 4 to 6. We're going to do the same thing to 4 to 6. Simply click on that panel right there. No big deal. 6244. Whoops, not that much. 6244. 6244. And then I'm going to just, now it's done. Now check this out. Again, 6875, 6875, 6244. That is all there is to doing a Tri-Fold brochure. Now, when you print this thing out, these will all be individual panels, but that's okay, because the bottom line is the printer will have the numbers, and he'll know, and you'll be able to generate a layout of this, and he'll know exactly how to work with it. But there you go. That's one way to do this. I hope you give it a try, and I hope you find this useful when you get into the courses where you have to create a Tri-Fold brochure.